Hello, welcome back to week 3 of the Menacing Krackens journey, brought to you by Coach CC and your favorite mod, of course. So let's take a look at our matchup this week. We're going to be playing Gohs, former Premier League champion and then subsequent relegation candidate. But besides that one negative season, Gohs has been very consistent in the server. He's always in the top. He always runs really strong Pokemon that are, at least on paper, really strong Pokemon. They're always scary. He's scary. We had cuteness rankings and scary rankings given to us by our favorite server member, Boss Baby, and she ranked his team as scary. So, he's just a scary guy, and so we're going to be scared of him. So let's take a look at what we're scared of this week. We've got a Genesect. Again, we talked about priority last week and how I'm scared of priority. I'm scared of Genesect. Genesect is scary. It's a bug Pokemon. Bug types can be scary. We're afraid of him. Rotom Wash likes to be annoying, likes to be hard to KO. So we're going to watch out for that. Mega Altaria, jack of all trades. You never know what you're going to get from Mega Altaria. It could be defensive. It could be offensive. So this is like an impossible prep Pokemon. Delmise, this is a fan favorite of Gohs. He loves Delmise. He drafts it almost every season. It's a really hard hitter, especially with Steelworker. It essentially has 3 stabs. I can see him just running Choice Band, and clicking Power Whip, Poltergeist, or Anchor Shot at any point in the game. Iron Crown, the Pokemon that we were criticized for not drafting instead of Cobalion, will be facing off against that. It's a threat. It's kind of one of those semi-bulky, strong-hitting Pokemon, so we're going to have to watch out for them. I love Swellow. I know everything about Swellow. I'm going to be ready for Swellow. There's not a lot you can do to deal with it defensively unless you got certain types of Pokemon, which I don't have, obviously. It can just click Terra Normal, Boom Burst, and go nuts. Scrappy, Specs. It's going to be tough to deal with. Piloswine, probably his Stealth Rock setter. I think he's drafted this before, or maybe I'm confusing him with another coach. But I feel like he loves strong Pokemon and Pokemon that are able to take hits, and Piloswine is the definition of that, right? It can take hits, it can hit back, it can set up his hazards, which it probably will. I'm going to have to be weary of that. Fletchinder, I think, is a great Pokemon, especially for an F tier in our league. I don't think Gohs will use Fletchinder. It's actually a weird pick for him because it doesn't scream out, this is a really strong Pokemon. And that is something I feel is like a criteria for Gohs. So this is interesting. But because of that, I also don't think it'll come. So I'm not even going to bother prepping for it too much. Great Tusk, new Gen 9 Pokemon. Clearly really scary. It hits everything. It's oh man. It's going to be a nightmare to prep for. We're going to have to deal with that. It could bulk up. It could just be banded. It can run rapid spin and just booster energy. It can go crazy. Nihilego, if it was C tier, it would be great because it could Terra and use Terra Blast, or just at least get rid of that ×4 weakness. Added as a B tier cost, it's still a great Pokemon. It can set up some hazards. It can sweep a team that is unprepared for it. I don't think I'm too worried about Nihilego. I think we have enough to handle it between even just Cobalion, I think, is enough to handle Nihilego. Yeah, so I'm going to definitely bring Cobalion at this match. Maybe Scarf or Specs. Yeah, I like Specs. I'll probably use Specs. And then there's Greninja, again, another strong Pokemon, very versatile. So we're going to have to keep an eye on his team. Really, only one Pokemon is not really something he'll bring, so we got to prep for 10 of his 11. His team, very similar to mine in terms of speed. He's got a really fast Pokemon. If I want to outspeed Swellow, I've got to bring some item enhancers, otherwise I won't be able to outspeed. Greninja is very fast. Something we'll have to watch out for, especially if he runs Battle Bond. That could go nuts really quickly. Genesect, Iron Crown, Great Tusk, Rotom Wash. Pokemon I suspect will come: Greninja, Genesect, Iron Crown, Great Tusk, Piloswine. Actually, Delmise, and then either Piloswine or Rotom Wash. So let's look at his type chart. So this is what Gohs does. He drafts really strong Pokemon, he drafts scary Pokemon, and he always does it in a way where his prep chart always shows no type weaknesses. So someone who is newer to draft and sees something like this might be overwhelmed. Fortunately, I don't pay too much attention to this, but for those of you who maybe are coming in for the first time, this is something that you might see people do. If you ever face Gohs, pretty much a guaranteed always happens. It's like every season. But let's take a look at what we can hit here. So I don't have normal types, so that doesn't matter. Blaziken probably has a hard time this matchup. Maybe I'll bring Special Blaziken. Solar Beam for Great Tusk. That could be interesting. I don't hate that idea. Also gives me a Vacuum Wave user to deal with Greninja, deal damage to Swellow. Might do that. Oh, Great Tusk is so annoying to deal with. What am I going to do about that? I'm probably going to bring Gyarados with Intimidate, and I'm probably just not going to Terra for a while, unless I absolutely need to, like if he brings in Rotom Wash and I don't want to switch to reduce the electric damage. But otherwise, I probably just leave it as a regular Gyarados, so I can be immune to ground moves and be resistant to fighting moves. And I'll probably bring, but Gyarados can't hit too hard back. However, don't think Great Tusk's special defense is amazing. Yeah, so it's a kind of a weak special defense. So I'm probably going to bring a special Gyarados in this match. The only thing I wouldn't be able to hit are his flying types. His flying type and Rotom Wash because of a Levitate. This is not very bulky, so I'll be able to hit it regardless. So yeah, I'm probably going to bring a special set so I can hit this thing. And yeah. Okay, so we're probably going to do that. I haven't brought Granbull yet this season. Again, sometimes I don't use logic to pick my Pokemon. I just kind of pick based on other reasons, and this is one of those other reasons. I like to use all of my Pokemon somewhat evenly, and I have not brought Granbull yet. I think he is the only Pokemon I haven't brought yet. So I'm going to bring him. Yeah. Maybe we can do it as a counter to Genesect. I will bring a Babiri Berry, and I'll have like Fire Punch for it. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So that's what we'll do. We'll bring Fire Punch Granbull with a Babiri Berry. Should be able to KO. We'll kind of work on that. Okay, let's see what else we've got to look at here. Gohs, again, his Rock Setter will probably be Piloswine. I wouldn't be too surprised if he brought it. Rapid Spin, he'll probably bring Defog on Rotom Wash. Like I said, he really likes Delmise and he wants it to hit things, so he'll probably run Bin on that. Okay, priority moves to keep in mind. Ice Shard. I don't think he'll use these other moves, and Extreme Speed on Genesect, which our draft prep doc does not quite show there. Yeah, so let's take a look at what we built. Okay, so last week I enjoyed the set. I didn't really get to use it too much. So I'm gonna bring it back. It's the same set more or less, except I got rid of quick attack because there's no Pheromosa to hit here. Um, its job really is just to hit things hard. I'm probably gonna make it my Terra choice again. If I Terra Ogre Pawn, sorry, wrong sheet. If I Terra Ogre Pawn, that's the wrong set. Oh. Okay. And I Terra it. I'm going to go up to a speed of 504, which helps me outspeed Nihilego. So if he runs Scarf Nihilego or Beast Boost Nihilego, it gives me an option to then switch in on something. Or sorry, switch Ogre Pawn in and then use Ivy Sigil to take out the Nihilego. So Nihilego doesn't have great physical defense. So my Ivy Sigil will do a ton of damage. Nihilego is not going nuts this match. That's essentially what Ogre Pawn is here to do. Hits his other Pokemon. Play Rough is nice for like his Mega Altaria. U-turn in case I just want to get out of there. I can't KO something. And Knockoff is for Iron Crown. Can also use it on Delmise. So that's his set kind of explained there. Okay, so like we talked about earlier, we're bringing our special Blaziken. Again, mostly because I can't touch Ogre Pawn, or not Ogre Pawn. I can't touch Great Tusk with a regular Blaziken. Solar Beam will do decent damage. It probably won't KO. So it's a roll, but I'm hoping that I have Stealth Rocks up at this point in the game. So if I can get a Solar Beam off, there's a good chance that he just switches in Great Tusk on Blaziken because normally Blaziken can't really hurt Great Tusk very much, and it's going to scare me off. I'll have my Beast Speed Boost by then because he switched in or out, and I should be able to outspeed him unless he's running a weird set where he's got like no attack like this one does. So I'm assuming he wants a better set than this. So there we go. We're going to outspeed for sure. Specifically, this is EV to outspeed what at +1, 384. It's EV to outspeed Swellow, but I also got Vacuum Wave there to hit him. Does decent damage. Really, it's just here for the surprise factor. Hopefully it works out. Might not. We've got Nidoking here. Nidoking is another choice Scarfer. Okay. 256. So here's our Nidoking set. Gives me that speed of 384 again. Just enough to outspeed a Swellow. If he brings a Scarf himself or gets Beast Boost going, I'm not going to outspeed. But Nidoking does do damage to most of his Pokemon. Will scare some out so I can do some predictions and get better chip on other things. But, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, or what are my moves here? Earth Wave, Sludge Wave, Ice Beam, Flamethrower. Yeah, that makes sense. So like Sludge Wave, Earth Power, Flamethrower, Earth Power, Ice Beam is good, Sludge Wave. So like it hits things, and so that's why we're bringing it here. But it's not fast enough on its own to deal with a lot of his threats, mainly his bulky things. So these two things especially are too fast. And these are things that I want Nidoking to be able to hit. So that choice Scarf is really necessary because of that. Here's my special Darren set, or Gyarados set. Special attacker, Flamethrower, Hurricane. Earthquake is there for Rotom Wash because these two moves don't really touch it. And if I have Rotom Wash out, I can Mega, I get Mold Breaker, and I can deal with that. I've got max defenses to deal with the Great Tusk, so you'll see here, just regular Gyarados. Great Tusk doesn't do a ton of damage. To my knowledge, I don't think it learns any other moves that are going to do more damage than these. Close combat, not really helpful, but I can show, oh, there we go. I can show you it's not really any better here. So I don't hate these odds. Hurricane is great. As a bonus, Hurricane and Flamethrower also hit his Delmise, so if he ever feels like throwing those in, I don't mind. Genesect would have to run Thunderbolt for it to even be a threat, I believe. So this is a good set against this team, I think. So this is why we're running that. There's our Gramble, like we talked about, Babiri Berry. I'm here to essentially catch it, Fire Punch, or if I think he'll switch something, I can click Thunder Wave and hinder something important like Swellow or Greninja, Nihilego, Janet. Like, really, Thunder Wave on anything here is, I'll take it. Like, we just drew him on because we wanted to use him. And then we've got our Cobalion. We've got Choice Specs. We've got that Vacuum Wave again so that we can deal with his faster Pokemon like Greninja, Swellow. Those are the main things that Vacuum Wave was for. The Flash Cannon, Aura Sphere hit Pokemon generally well. Aura Sphere, Flash Cannon's good here. Aura Sphere, Aura Sphere, Aura Sphere. The only thing that's really taking it is probably Iron Crown. But I think we do decent damage, so let's take a look. Cobalion, Iron Crown. So just a general set. Here we go. Aura Sphere does more damage than I was expecting, and I will absolutely take that damage on an Iron Crown. So that's these sets explained. We didn't max out our speed because maxing it out didn't really help us. So for example, my Cobalion can go up to 346, but you're going to notice there's 11 speed difference here that just, it's not doing anything. So I EV'd it to just outspeed the Nihilego, and then I put the other 40. You never know, that 40 HP can come in handy, might make me just live an attack. I could have put it in my defense or special defense, but there isn't a specific Pokemon I'm trying to live from, so I'm just throwing it in HP as a general thing. So let's take a look at how this match went. Like I said, Gohs is always scary, so we'll see. Haven't played him in a while. Okay, so he started with his Piloswine. He's probably just going to click Stealth Rocks, like we kind of generally plan. So I'm going to hit him. Flash Cannon or Aura Sphere is all good here. Maybe I'm afraid of clicking Aura Sphere because of the Delmise, but either one is fine, I think. And then after that turn, all you can do is either Ice Guard or Switch, assuming he survives. So let's take a look. We click that Aura Sphere. He did live. Oh. Okay. He did not set up Stealth Rocks like I expected. I don't think I want to lose Cobalion yet. Vacuum Wave, I think, will be really helpful for Greninja. And he can kind of hurt Rotom Wash once before going down. So I'm going to keep this around. I'm going to switch out because I don't want to die to Ice Shard or something. I don't know if Ice Shard would KO. Let's take a look what a Piloswine is. These are the tank Piloswine. So if he's got 8%, actually that does a lot less than I thought. How about a Choice Band? No, but if he was banded, he wouldn't survive. I'm going to switch out probably because I don't think I want to even take the risk of losing it yet. Yeah. Okay, he was switching anyways, so clicking Aura Sphere would have been really bad here because I don't really have a switch into Delmise. We know that my Gyarados is fully physically defensive, but even then, banded Delmise is going to do a lot of damage. So this is a really good turn. I'm going to click Hurricane. Super effective stab damage. Hopefully he goes for Power Whip, thinking I'm going to Mega Evolve. Actually, I think Power Whip does more damage even as a flying type because it's got more base power. Yeah. So it's neutral. Yeah, so Power Whip either way is going to do a lot of damage. I don't want it to be a super effective hit, so at least staying as a normal Gyarados will allow me to live. Ooh. That was really lucky, especially because it just caused him to hit himself. Now my Gyarados is not hurt at all. Now, I know my Gyarados set was mainly for Great Tusks, so I don't have to I don't have to save him if I don't want to. That's massive. I'm probably just going to stay in and keep attacking. There's no Great Tusk I have to deal with. There we go, Hurricane. I'll probably Mega Evolve here, just get that Mold Breaker Earthquake down. Yeah, Will-O-Wisp. I was hoping he'd Thunderbolt. Okay, well, still decent damage. Again, he's already done his job. He's whittled down Delmise. There's no Great Tusk to deal with, so we're done with Gyarados here. Anything he does is bonus. Probably click Flamethrower, yeah. So we put in way more work with Gyarados than I was expecting, so this is good. Probably going to get KO'd here. So now we can throw in Cobalion. He doesn't have much for Flash Cannon. I guess he does. Just realized he didn't bring Genesect either. Huh. Oh, nice live. We can get some chip on the Greninja. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to just Terra here probably. That'll allow us to outspeed. No. Yeah. Outspeed Greninja. And I don't think he has a great switch in. I didn't Terra. Interesting. So now I can click Sledge Wave. So we know that I'm Scarfed, so I'm going to have to switch out now that he realizes I'm Scarfed. Okay, this is a problem. Special Attacker is outsped by his Booster Energy Speed, Iron Crown. Special Attacker that has no moves to hit him now that he's boosted his Special Defense. Oh, geez. And then he doesn't know, but I've got a Special Attacking Blaziken with no Focus Sash. Oh, no. He just wins here. Oh, he's Calm Minding again? Does he not guarantee? What is happening here? Iron Crown. Iron Crown. Was he trying to kill Blaziken? Well, he is Booster Energy. Psychic Noise. Stored Power. Oh, he probably thinks I'm Focus Sashed, and he needs this move to kill. At +2, it's not enough. At +3, he'll probably be able to KO, which is where he's at now. He didn't want the... Oh, okay. So looking at this, I think he was over-predicting. He thought I had a Focus Sash. Can Overpawn KO now that Cobalion's put in some chip? Knockoff does about 57% damage, but if he Terra Steals... So I have to go with the safe move and click Ivy Sigil. 41%. Ivy Sigil will KO. Alright, so because he over-predicted, he's put me in a position where I should be able to KO with Overpawn. Because even though he's plus speed, my speed is originally faster, so my +1 speed is better than his +1 speed. So his over-predicting actually cost him the game here. But in hindsight, I did bring Focus Sash in my first 2 games. So it was a really good prep decision from his part to assume that I also had it. Blaziken's an easy Pokemon to just throw a Focus Sash on. So that actually won me the game. Yeah. So what won me the game here was not this match, but actually my previous matches that Ghost paid attention to. Not his fault. Um, if I was him, I would have done the same thing probably. Looking at his previous matches, if he had brought Focus Sash Blaziken twice in a row, I would have assumed the same thing here. But that worked out in our favor, so now we're 2-0. We're 3-0 now, and next week we're going to play Bajram. So hopefully we'll see you next week, and the run can hopefully keep going.